Hey boos, in this video I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. Oh, hell no.
Hi guys, it's Yanie and I'm back with another video. Today's video I'm going to be covering a few different topics. So it is Monday and I wanted to do a trendies topic type video where we talk about trendy news or trendy things that are happening in pop culture. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So first up on the list, I wanted to cover this Carlton story, give you a little update. So since the premiere of Love is Blind on Netflix, the hit reality show that has really gone viral and is pretty popular, a lot of people were giving Carlton a hard time, including myself. But since the reunion, I feel like all is forgiven on my part. You know, on my end of it, I felt like all is forgiven because I'm aware that people do make mistakes. You know, people are not perfect and we are all living life day by day, just trying to figure it out. However, when it comes to Carlton, he recently made a post to his Instagram that really came across suicidal to a lot of people, to where authorities were sent to his home to check on him to make sure that everything was okay with him, because the post that he made, it came across suicidal, and so a lot of people were concerned about his well-being. So he took to Instagram and he wrote, "I'm really done. Thanks for the press requests, bookings, etc. I am not doing any press bookings as of today's radio interview. Urban media," and he put that in all caps, "has been the worst to me. Black lives matter until it's an LGBT black life. Also, so-called celebrity friends on social media have every opportunity to defend my character, yet they don't. I've argued for tons of people. Y'all see any of these people speaking up for me, I'm done." Then I believe his caption read, "Thanks for the 3 of y'all who supported me in this. I feel alone and don't want any of this life anymore. I'm fighting alone and it hurts." So one thing that I do want to say, when it comes to the internet is so unforgiving. If there is one thing that you do, and it could be like the highlight mistake of your career, they will not let that just die down easily. When it comes to Carlton, it's like you signed up for this and you decided to go on this reality show and act a complete fool. However, I don't want him to feel suicidal, and I feel like people need to back off. And based off of the show and how he reacted and displayed himself on the show, this is a man that is not mentally stable. And I think when it comes to people on the internet, you guys need to recognize that type of behavior, including myself. When it comes to black women, I just don't play when it comes to black women. Black women, I feel like no one is ever sticking up for us. No one is ever really defending us. When it comes to us, we have to defend each other. So in that moment, I did a video defending black women because at the end of the day, I didn't like how he reacted to Diamond when it came to him communicating to her about his sexuality and how he was bisexual. And I didn't like how people were attacking Diamond on the internet because she didn't accept his sexuality the way that people felt like she should, when at the end of the day, it's her life and she has to live her life for herself. I didn't like that. People were bullying her, and I'm tired of people feeling like they have the right to bully black women into doing something that we don't have to do. You know, it's a choice. All of these other women get choices. Why all of a sudden is it that black women have to be forced to do something that we don't want to do? You don't see other women being forced to accept a man's sexuality that does not match up with hers or what she wants, a preference. So it just doesn't make any sense to me, you know? So I had to make my video because I'm just like, y'all not about to come for her like that. Not on my watch. So yes, I did make a video, but I don't feel bad because I don't like it when people try to guilt trip black women into doing something that they don't want to do. We're not obligated to do anything. We can live our life just like you can live your life. Just like you choose to be bisexual, I can choose not to date you. It's simple. It's not that hard. It does not make me biphobic. It doesn't make me homophobic, because at the end of the day, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. It's just I have a preference. I know what I want. I know what my needs are, just like you know what you want, you know what your needs are, and I'm gonna respect you But that doesn't mean that I have to be the woman for you, and that's okay. It does not make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're living your life wrong or anything. It just means that your life and my life, they just don't connect. They don't merge. They're just separate. They're different, and that is okay. So when it comes to Carlton, sometimes he likes to play the victim. So I don't know if this Instagram post is actually suicidal or if this is his way of trying to gain, you know, empathy from, you know, the internet, because the internet can be very mean. I don't play when it comes to suicide, because suicide and suicidal thoughts are a real thing. Suicidal feelings, suicidal dreams, suicidal deja vu, suicidal vision, and all of that. I went through something like that. So I don't play when it comes to that. So at the end of the day, I just feel like after the reunion, people should have just moved on. Clearly, that was between him and Diamond. And if he apologized, we as the public, we people on the internet just need to move on. You have the right to support who you want to support. And if you don't agree with what he did on the show, don't support him. But don't bully him either. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect. And we all have our trials, our tribulations that we have to go through life. And at the end of the day, I just don't feel like to keep bothering him over the situation when clearly this show was filmed like 3 years ago. It's like this man clearly should have grown since then, and based off of the reunion, I felt like he has. Next, let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, so I downloaded the Sugar album and I wasn't really feeling it. Okay, I'm just be 100 with you guys. I felt like the project was rushed. Then it really came across rushed because when you look at Jhené Aiko's album, that was like a complete body of work, art. You could tell with Jhené's album, she put a lot of thought and a lot of time into her album. But when it came to Megan Thee Stallion, it just felt like it was rushed. I mean, the album was only 25 minutes long and it only had like 9 songs. It didn't have that many songs. And then Jhené came out and she she came, didn't she? So people were like, well, who you gonna be this weekend? I was team Jhené all the way. I mean, I stepped out in my, you know, Erykah Badu rap. I took the wig off. You know, I had to roll a little Mary Jane, and I was definitely Jhené Aiko this weekend because Megan Thee Stallion's album was just rushed. Like, you could tell it wasn't an artistic body of work. It just felt like, here, I'm gonna put out music because I haven't put out new music in a very long time, so I'm just gonna throw something out. And it really sucks because the best song on the album was Ain't Equal. When you start listening to the album, you're like, okay, this is cool. And then you get past the first 2 songs and you just like, what is this? It was a flop, in my opinion. But nowadays, it's not about bodied work. It's about popularity. And Homegirl really got lucky to me because a lot of people did download her album. A lot of people bought her album. A lot of people were streaming her album. So she got by because of her popularity on Instagram. But I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Instagram, if it wasn't for Twitter, if it wasn't for the hotties really supporting her, this LP that they want to call it, a full-length album, which in my opinion, it was not a full-length album. It was an EP in my opinion. If it wasn't for the hotties supporting her, this album would have been a complete flop. Even the Kalani song, you never can go wrong with a feature when it comes to Carlton. But I don't know what happened with this song. It just was not good. It just didn't stick to me. And I love me some Megan Thee Stallion, but I felt like she rushed this and I'm trying to figure out why. Now, it has came out that she did sign a 360 deal. A lot of people were saying that Megan's not innocent. I never said sis was innocent. I never said she was innocent. I was just reporting what was out and what was on the blogs, okay? No one said that she was innocent. I'm just saying what I read and what I saw. And clearly sis signed a 360 contract and she found a loophole to get out of it. Now, you don't have to agree with that. I don't have to agree with that. But I don't like it when I see people get, you know, effed over when it comes to music and the music industry. So if sis found a loophole within her contract and she was able to, you know, skid by and get some new music out, even though it was rushed, it was probably unplanned. I honestly think this whole 1501 was really planned, and this was like a strategy that I think her management came up with because 1501 wasn't trying to fund this project and they were just trying to milk her more of what she already had out, and it was because they didn't have the budget. So her management found a loophole, and I'm pretty sure they sat down and they planned this entire thing out and they made her go on her Instagram. I felt like this entire thing was plotted, and I'm not mad at sis because because if I was in a 360 contract and I found a loophole with her filing this restraining order or get around the 360 contract that kept me from releasing music, I would have did it too. If I was young and dumb and I signed a 360 contract deal and I found a loophole to get out of it, I would too. So I don't think Megan Thee Stallion is innocent. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm saying she found a loophole in her contract, and some of these other artists should be taking notes. That's how I see it. When she signed with 1501, she was young, and I know how that feels when you're young and you don't have a lot of push behind you, you don't have a lot of big manpower behind you, and you're just lucky enough to have someone as small as 1501 to believe in you, and you compromise a lot not thinking that you could blow up. And that's exactly what happened with Megan Thee Stallion. So I'm not gonna hold Suga the album against her. I'm gonna just take it as, you know, we live and we learn, and I'm glad the album did well enough for her, you know, as far as sales and streams and everything. But the album to me it just seemed rushed. It seemed like her EPs were way better, but this LP was just, it just was not it. It just seemed very, very rushed in my opinion. But my favorite song on the album is Ain't Equal. That is definitely a gym banger for me. When I'm doing my sprints, my cardio and all of that, I will be listening to that. So moving on to Nicki Minaj, I wanted to give you guys a quick little update on her situation. So the sex case when it comes to her husband was dismissed. However, federal courts decided, the feds decided to pick it up. Now, the only reason local authorities dropped the charges was because the federal courts picked up the charges or had similar charges against her husband. So a lot of people in my previous video were giving me a hard time. I'm like, sis, I didn't create the laws in this country, okay? I just abide by them. So when it comes to Nicki Minaj and her husband, when he moved from New York to the state of California, he should have registered within that allowed time as a sex offender. Now, do I agree with the fact that this man committed this crime in like 1994 and he was a minor himself at the time, and then now for the rest of his life he has to register as a sex offender? Do I feel that that's fair? No, I don't. Whether he did it or not, I just don't feel like it's fair. You know, it's not even about if he did it or if he didn't. I just don't feel like it's fair because he was a minor at the time. It's just after the age of 18, if you committed a crime like that, registering as a sex offender to me makes total sense. But as a minor, I don't feel like it makes all the sense in the world to me. And then Nicki believes that this man didn't do it. She believes that the accuser was lying or was being coached for some reason or for whatever reason. I don't know what to believe, but I do know this. I just feel like when you are with a man like this and he has a history like this, both of you guys have a responsibility. And I think the reason why people are giving Nicki such a hard time when it comes to this man is because of all the other crimes. You know, just take out the fact that he had attempted rape on his rap sheet and he was a minor. Let's just take that out. This man got a whole rap sheet with other things on it. So it just makes it look bad. Whether you think the registering as a sex offender, even though he was a minor when the whole ordeal went down, is right or not, it's just the fact that he has other crimes too, sis. And it just looks bad. It's hard to believe, okay, how can this man do all of this over here, but he didn't do all of this over here? It's a lot for some people to process. But at the end of the day, if you are a person that committed a crime when you were a minor and it had anything pertaining to any type of sexual misconduct, you have to register as a sex offender, and there are rules that come with that, and you can't be in certain spaces when it comes to children. Like, that's just what it is. And a lot of people were like, well, he was at a parade, da, da, da. Like, there's kids everywhere. Or when she took him to the all-girls school, people are like, well, Yanie, where are you getting this from? I'm like, sis, it's out there. The authorities in Trinidad were not feeling the fact that she brought him with cameras to an all-girls school. People were not feeling that. Now, whether you saw that or not, that's what went down. But you know, when it comes to these celebrities, you know, they think just because they got a little money that certain rules and certain laws don't apply to them, and they do, because you're black. When you're black and you got money, or when you're black and you're a celebrity, it only can take you so far. You think you're untouchable because you got a little money, but you're still black. Moving on to my next topic, we got to talk about Dababy, okay? Dababy. Now I understand why his name is Dababy. At first, I didn't understand. I'm like, what grown man wants to be called Dababy? But, you know, when it comes to these rappers, I honestly don't understand why so many people praise them because, you know, especially these new ones. These new ones, it's just, these young ones, the new ones, all of them want to be called babies. I mean, it makes total sense to me why they all want to be called babies, but whatever. So when it comes to this Dababy situation, I don't understand what's wrong with these men who thinks it's okay to put their hands on a woman, period. So apparently Dababy was performing in Tampa, Florida. Dababy's on tour right now. He had a concert and he's moving through the crowd, and you see the video. I'll post the video. But he's moving through the crowd and you see him moving through the crowd, and then all of a sudden he just randomly just slapped somebody in the crowd, right? Now he was claiming, okay? He was claiming that someone was flashing their cell phone light in his face and he couldn't see, and so he just randomly smacked whoever was there, right? But the thing is, the woman that he ended up slapping wasn't the woman that had the cell phone light in his face. It was actually the girl that was standing next to her. So he ended up slapping the wrong girl. So he retaliated against the wrong person, which really makes him a liability in this situation, and it doesn't look good for him at all. But my whole thing is this: why do you feel like it's okay for you to hit a woman? I don't understand. And then Dababy, you know, to me it's really ignorant. It's like, why waste your money? If you go hire security to do security and your security ain't on their job, then why do you have them around? You should not be putting your hands on nobody, because then that makes you a liability, and it doesn't make any sense. So of course he went on his Instagram and he made this apology.
I do sincerely apologize, you know, I do. I'm very sorry that there was a female on the other end of that flashlight on that phone. But you know, keep in mind, I couldn't see you because you got the flash this close to me, which is okay, it's no problem. A lot of people did. They didn't put it as close as you put it, but a lot of people had flash on me, and that's okay, you know, that's what I signed up for. That's the risk I take when coming to, you know, put on the show for my fans. You know, it's dangerous, you know, I'm blindsided. Cool, fuck it, I'm with it. But out of all them fans, you know, how many people know how to zoom in? Just zoom in instead of popping me in my motherfucking eye with the phone. So I do apologize. It was a female on the other end, but man, I think by this time, you know, it's a well-known fact that like male or female, I would have responded the same exact way. You know what I mean? Of course, I had security with me. The club, they had they security and shit, but with me, like, I make security treat fans with respect. I don't like all that rah-rah shit that coming through. Move, watch out, knocking people out balance. Nah, you people paid to be here, you know, we gotta respect them when we move through. You know what I mean? I just wish you would have gave me the same respect in return. You did not give me the same respect in return, baby. All you had to do was zoom in. Just zoom in. Ain't that easy. You can zoom in close enough to see a pimple on my face. You ain't do that. And I already can't see you. Then you, come on, baby. Why you do that? I apologize that it went the way it went. You know, but I just wish that you could have respected me the way I would have respected you. And I still got love for you. I love you can get flued out. I'll fly you out. You know, we can sit down, we can have an adult conversation. I would love to apologize to you in person. I can apologize publicly. If you don't prefer that, I can apologize privately. I got no problem with apologizing to you. My main thing is just bringing more awareness to shit like this to just keep it from happening in the future. Male or female, you know, let's just try to, you know, conduct ourselves with respect others, and expect nothing less than respect in return, because that's what you deserve. You deserve to be respected. You see what I'm saying? You and me both. So, you know, let's just try to move gracefully, man, and keep in mind that a lot of actions, really every action, you know, has an equal or greater reaction. And that's just the way the world go. I would love to make the situation better any way I can. Feel free to reach out. If that ain't what you prefer to do, that's cool. However it get worked out, it get worked out. You know, God got me and he got you too. So don't you trip. You're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be just fine. And there's a lot of people hitting me, acting like they you. But it's too many of y'all. And remember, I still don't know what you look like because you had that phone in my face, so I don't know how to confirm who you is. The only way I'm gonna know how to do that is if, you know, you had them people hit my people, you know. But I love to make the situation better, you know, whoever you is. And remember, God got you, he got me too. Don't think you don't got me. God got you and me both, and you deserve respect. So respect others at all times. Please, just respect others. And I'm pretty sure that's what you're gonna get in return. I love you, all my female fans. I love y'all too. Y'all be good. I'm finna take a nap.
I'm not hearing it. I'm tired of these men getting caught now on video. These celebrity men, these young ones, these new breed, new whatever, putting their hands on these women. Like, what is wrong with them? Javante Davis was another one. If you hit me, you gonna get tased, and that's on that. He went on Instagram, he made his little apology. Ain't nobody feeling that apology, sir. Like, you had no business. Let your security handle that. And when it comes to a woman, you don't even need to do all of, you don't need to manhandle her, sir. She's a woman. She can't harm you like that. I'm starting to think Dababy has like little man, short man syndrome. You know, like, oh, I'm scared because she's taller than me and she got on heels. I don't know what the problem is. Anyway, that's all that I have regarding this video, you guys. I would love your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you comment them down below. And if you're new here, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you are notified for when I upload, and I'll catch you in my next one.